Hi guys, welcome to Medical Coder Life. Today I wanted to share with you an experience that I encountered that was truly a Medical Coder Life experience. I panicked. Guys. It's the end of the year, and being certified as a medical coder, you're required to maintain a certain number of CEUs, continuing education units. In the past, I have always had too many CEUs. If you attend a college course and it's a semester long college courses are usually 45 hours. Right there, that's 45 continuing education units. Any kind of seminar or webinar that's related to your certification. So with me, coding related, for every hour of attendance, I obtain a continuing education unit. Well, because I wasn't really worried in the past, I let this year go by and didn't really think about whether or not I was obtaining my CEUs. In addition, I don't have one certification, I have three. I have my RHIA, which I've had for years, since 1988. And with my RHIA, through AHIMA, I'm required to obtain 30 continuing education units per every 2 years. So that really wasn't a problem for me, because if I can average 15 a year, then I can meet that 30 hour requirement. Well, with the being lazy with the RHIA, I never really pursued any other certification. But when I realized I wanted to come off of management, come off of supervising, and really get into my coding skills, and I relearned coding all over, I studied I did the CPC first, went in, took the test, passed it the first time. Well, with your CPC, you're required to get 36 continuing education units every 2 years. Well, in addition to that, a year later, I decided if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. And I went for the top certification in coding, which is the CCS. Guys, so there's two national associations, AHIMA, AHIMA, and AAPC, the American Academy of Professional Coders. Well, for me, 1 year I have to meet AAPC requirements, and the next year I have to meet AHIMA, continuing education unit requirements. It's December, it's the end of the year, not thinking much all year long, thinking, okay, end of year, trying to get end of year things done. Month of December, I try very hard not to buy groceries, and I want to empty out my freezer. I have to cook whatever's in my freezers. And of course, those of us that have a freezer under our garage and a freezer on our refrigerator, all year long we just been kind of throwing stuff in there that we didn't feel like cooking, and it's kind of backed up. Well, my tradition in my house is in December we don't grocery shop. We try not to. We end up grocery shopping. But the goal is to try to cook all of the meats that are in the freezer and get them out so we can start fresh without throwing out a bunch of meat when it gets freezer bitten from staying in there so long. So I decided, okay, let's look at my job. What do I need to do with continuing education? Happened to go on my AAPC membership and notice by January 31st, I have to submit 36 continuing education units. I haven't attended any college courses. This year, I really didn't go to many webinars. If any, I presented, but I didn't go myself. I did a lot of preparations for webinars, but I didn't attend. So I'm in panic mode. And usually I keep a folder. In the past, I kept a physical folder. And as you attend these seminars, they give you a certificate. And on the certificate, it will give you the certificate number for AAPC, because AAPC requires you to submit a certificate number. That way they can verify that they approved those continuing education units. And with AHIMA, they usually just tell you how many credit hours that they'll approve the seminar for. With AHIMA, I'm required to maintain that certificate for, last time I checked, it was 3 years. So that if they ever want to go back and audit, I'm able to pull those certificates out. With AAPC, when I checked last week, it was 6 months. I have to maintain those certificates with the certificate number on it for 6 months after I report it. So in case I'm chosen for audit, I can pull those certificates back out and prove that I did attend these webinars and these are my continuing education units. So when time to go to the folder, guys, I think I had 2 certificates in there worth like 8 continuing education units. 8 hours. I have till January 31st to report 36 hours. What am I going to do? Well, just so happened I started keeping an electronic folder on my desktop of my computer. Thank God for that. And I found 8 more. But that's still not 36, that's 16. So I'm still missing 20 hours. Well, I happened to check on the AAPC website. And guys, every year, every month, being a member of the AAPC, they send out a journal. And in the journal, there's an article in there that they will give you 1 continuing education credit units if you'll answer the questions that go along with the article. And believe me, they're not easy questions, and they're like 20 of them. And you only get 1 CEU. But guys, I had 16 of them on my electronic membership through AAPC. I could go back 16 months and complete 16 of those self-assessments through AAPC. So that gave me 16 more. So that, and then I've noticed that, and I just now noticed this year, never noticed it before, been a member of AHIMA and AAPC for years. AHIMA since 1988. AAPC probably since 2001. They know a lot of coders wait till the last minute to get continuing education units. So they offer a lot of seminars or webinars during the months of December and January for those of us that need to report. Now, AHIMA requires your reporting through December 31st of that year. AAPC does give you till January 31st. So I'm stretched. I was stretched last week. I was able to sign up for 2 webinars through AHIMA. And guys, they're on the web, so I'm able to do it from home and get some continuing education through them. And in addition, my job offers some continuing education units that I could obtain through them with coding. And then with AHIMA, I'm also with my CCS required to do a yearly assessment. So there's a lot to get done at the end of the year once you become certified. So don't take it for granted. I have heard from too many coders that have lost their certification because they failed to maintain their continuing education units. And you guys, it sounds like, oh, that's such a pain. But think about it. You know how hard you studied to become certified, to prove your proficiency in coding. Why not continue each year to take classes? You might not have to study as hard, but take classes to prove your proficiency in coding. So I'm all for needing and getting these CEUs. It's just I got lazy this year. I don't know what happened. But I'll tell you this, I won't let it happen again. Remember, once you become certified, to get your continuing education units. Seek out webinars, seminars that you can attend to get your continuing education units. And don't wait till the last minute like I did this year. But I got them in. I got them in, guys. All right, thanks. I'll see you in the next one.